All right, so this is a question that I got on Facebook, and I have to ask it.
Facebook, what's up, baby?
Yeah, shout out to Jafonda and Tiana.
Fonda,
And
TT.
Tiana. These are, I think that's what they call it.
She's scared
too.
to get the money.
But and she can sing her ass off. But it's a two-part question. Can you forgive somebody for cheating? And yeah, that was it. Cheating, and can you forgive somebody for cheating?
Okay, so I'm gonna start. I think for women, and you're a woman, so you can speak for yourself. I think for women, they can forgive for cheating. As a man, and we defined a man, you did. For me, as a man, cheating, no, I'm good. I'm done.
I disagree.
Done data. We out of here. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I don't think women forgive for it either. I think we say it, or they say it for the sanctity of shit staying together. But forgiveness doesn't look like bringing that shit up every time you get pissed off and in your bag every other day.
How many women get cheated on in this world?
How many niggas deal with the ramifications of hearing about that shit for the next 5-6 years in?
Buku.
Buku. Did you really forgive him?
It doesn't matter. You're still
Or they
there.
should just-
You're there for a reason.
What was on the line?
Family, money, is plenty of things.
Then it wasn't about him.
Okay, so let's reverse it.
Can I
As
forgive
a
him?
man, right? As a man, you get cheated on. What you doing?
Blowing up the whole shit.
I'm probably going to wild out.
Right.
The mature me would like to say that it depends on what it was. Was it just a fuck, or was it some emotional
So
shit? You know what I'm saying?
are you forgiving?
I don't think I'll bring it up as fast as she would bring it up to me.
But are you forgiving?
What does forgiveness look like?
Hey, caught you fucking. No, excuse me. No. Back up. Hey.
Did I see it?
No. Hey.
If I saw it, we're not together anymore.
Hey, you saw the text message. You saw.
Man,
Did I see like, yo. Like, and I think a lot. Did she come tell me she was cheating on me? Whoa,
Yo,
cheating.
so you saw the text messages, even
was on her phone.
even though you don't go through phones.
Okay.
You saw the text messages. You saw the pics, the sexting. Yeah.
She's a porn star.
Well, long distance relationship, right? Okay. So what do? You forgive? You talk it out? Or you out?
This shit's been going on for a while, sounds like.
Let's right. See, you see,
It's been going on for a while.
let's say
You got to, because there's a difference between a fuck
let's say 3 months.
and we sexing, we making love, we in a relationship.
What's the difference? Somebody penetrating your girl. What's the difference?
The asshole of me wants to agree 100%.
Thank you. So agree with me then.
But the other half of it is because I could see me using the argument. Babe, I don't love that broad. It was just a fuck. It went down one time.
So you
leaving me for a fuck?
You would say that?
To fuck up what we got?
So hold on.
So
You would
she could say the
you would
same thing
that.
back to you, right?
Exactly.
Now.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that.
That ain't gonna
Fuck
be easy.
that.
But it sounds a lot better. It sounds a lot
to you-
easier than you've been having an affair for the last 3 years and you've been fucking this nigga 20 ways till Sunday for the last 20 years.
But I can fuck her 20 ways till Sunday in 2 months. What you mean?
Again, the time frame and the
No, don't
you
again-
like
don't-
this nigga.
don't
Because,
a-
I'm like, so correct me if I'm wrong. Now,
Don't
we have
again
a-
me, because-
we have a vast majority of females who feel like right now that they can do the shit that niggas do as far as fucking leave their emotions at the door. But if it's a lot
it's
of
dangerous.
people
That's
say,
dangerous.
It's dangerous,
That's
but for
dangerous.
the vast majority of them, you can't.
Humans can't, but we just the only ones who get put in that place if we can't.
Yes,
But humans
right.
can't. But for some reason,
Right.
guys have convinced themselves that they can do that, but it's not
Right.
true. But we'll
Society-
let y'all stay in that
Practicing
space.
that shit for a long
Society
time.
has done.
Yeah,
Society
you
has
do.
done it to us.
Do you have trust issues?
Society has done this to us.
And I think it comes from fucking other
There
niggas'
you
shit.
go.
So like,
Keep-
yeah.
okay,
yeah.
so keep praise just a
I'm
certain-
gonna be honest with you. My son, first grade, they been in school for 2 weeks. He was like, "Yo, I like this one girl." I said, "Oh shit, it's starting."
Okay.
I said, "Okay." I said, "But son, you understand? You can like more than one girl. It's life."
We don't, and I think that's a dope conversation because I never had
that's-
that conversation with my father.
you can like more than one girl, as my mom told me, from a female, and you might disagree. You're single until you're married.
Until I'm in that relationship with you.
No.
Relationship with me.
No. Fuck a relationship. You're single until you're married.
Right, and I get what she's saying, and I wholeheartedly agree.
You're single until you're married.
Until me and said woman is in relationship. Don't go cheating. You in a relationship.
That's
with
an
me.
understanding.
Okay.
As we talked about.
We not married. We doing relationship things.
We're doing relationship things. We're not doing marriage things, though.
So is it all right for her to do relationship things elsewhere?
Marriage things and relationship things are different.
It's just a title on top of it.
No, it's not.
I'm like,
no, it's not.
If
No,
we're
it's
married,
not. No, it's not.
Hold on. If we're married and we have an apartment, you have your car, I have my car. We're doing everything else. We take the same beach vacations and everything else. The only thing that separates me and you is the title.
Financials.
I'm attached to it.
Not as a
She's
boy.
attached to it.
Not as a boyfriend.
That's what I'm saying. In that regard,
right? So that's a
legally,
right? Bread.
I was told a while ago, state of North Carolina says if we married and you buy this house, it's our house.
Right.
All right. So as a father of both, you have a son
Girl
and a daughter?
yes.
Are you also going to tell your daughter that it's okay for her to like more than one boy and that she's single
No.
until she's
With no
married?
hesitation.
No.
So I want. So
It is a difference.
No, let me just finish this thought.
No, I'm sorry. She be checking me.
Okay.
Nigga, shut up.
I told you a couple weeks
Nigga,
ago.
shut up.
I was
Nigga, shut
sitting
up.
over there like,
And
hey,
she said this so
yo.
comically. Nah, nigga, shut up. And let me
get my
finish.
statement out.
Let me finish this thought.
I got you. I'm sorry. Got you.
Because my thoughts are fleeting.
I know.
I know
We good,
y'all
we
are
good.
real
I
good
got
in
you.
that logical space. I'm
I
not
got
as
you.
good.
Yeah, already.
I am under the impression that if you don't raise your sons to not be participants in the game, you have to teach your daughter how to play the game. So the way that you cheat the game is teach your sons to not even play the game.
Run it back one more time for me, please.
Okay, yeah.
Because the sons that you put,
but I needed to hear
Okay.
the sons that you breed and you put out there into the world create the difficulty for your daughter and the conversations that you'll have to have with your daughter. You have to contribute to the society. So if you keep contributing to the problem, your daughter's going to have to experience it. So you have to also instill that same thing into your son. Otherwise, tell your daughter she could be a hoe too.
That's a old school question, honestly, for me.
Okay.
Because with all this booty clapping, this twerking that's going on, this Instagram. No, I'm not. This Instagram, this TikTok, all that shit that's going on. Like, girls are getting noticed for that, right? Hold on, I got you. I'm here. I'm here with you. For my daughter's sake, it's the same thing as I told my man Mike, and I don't mean to use your word. Probably shouldn't have said his name.
No, you fine.
Okay.
They know.
So when I was telling, we were talking about his kids. When your son falls, you tell him, "Get up. You all right? Scrape it off. Wipe it off." Your daughter falls, and that's what I said. You have a daughter. It's a different feeling. I'm gonna catch you before you drop. As a man, and we said this, loosely. But as a father, because man and father is different.
Two different people.
As a father, you protect your daughter more than your son. I protect my son. I raise my son to, guess what? Protect my daughter. So I understand what you're saying.
But I don't know how to create that in a society. I just know that if we don't change the logic behind the way we rear our young men,
right,
that is never going to make a difference for our daughters. So
peep this, Dee. Peep this real quick, and it's off the subject. But we were talking about somebody swimming in the swimming pool in our where we live, and I said, Keegan, describe her to me. Mm-hmm. He described everything to me but her color. And I was waiting for it. I'm like, tell me her color. I wanted to say, tell me her color. What's the skin? He described everything. The bathing suit, the hair, the makeup, the eyelashes, you know what I'm saying? He described everything. So I think when you're younger, it's all about how you're brought up, which is your point. I'm bringing him up to say, hey, as a boy, it's okay to have multiple friends. Girlfriends, or you're not attached to one person. As my daughter, that's a good question. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Because you're going to groom her to be your son. She's going to meet a version
right.
of your son.
No, she's already doing it. I'm going to tell her that one thing that boys want, you got it. Protect it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
off the cuff. I'm thinking off the cuff now, right? I'm thinking off the cuff.
Is that it? Because in
It's
my
not an
mind,
answer.
that's not the answer, right? And I wasn't gonna let him slide with it because in my mind, I've been waiting on this moment.
Because you're a
all
father
day.
of daughters too, right?
I just have daughters. That's it.
So how do you feel about him grooming his son with that mentality? Nothing's wrong with
It's
the
not
mentality,
more
by
so-
the way.
it's not more so
just
in
one that's been
reference to-
perpetuated and hasn't worked for us in mating. Because white kids don't get bred like that.
Wait.
Asian kids
Pause.
don't get bred
How do you
like
know
that.
that?
You don't hear little women, little grown ass women, because it's not just guys, it's women going up to little white boys saying, "Oh, that's your boyfriend. How many girlfriends do you have?" You don't hear that. Or at least the white people I've been around, that's not something that I've heard. Sexualizing of both men and little boys is something that's prevalent
But
within our community.
you also don't hear white people saying, "Oh, I punched my son in the chest."
Oh,
when
I
he
don't
fuck
believe in
up."
that shit either.
Right. Black people say that, right? So all I'm saying, and I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. White people, Asian people, da da da. But all I'm saying is, at this age, don't get caught up in one person. It's okay to have multiple friends.
Well, at this age,
I'm not
when
disagreeing with that at all.
So I guess my thing
I'm
is
just
when he
saying
say-
when he. Oh, go ahead, because you have daughters.
She kills me with it.
I'm sorry.
She gave you more
Right.
segue than
It's
me.
not even that.
She cut me off. She's like, "Nah, fuck
it's
you."
a mission statement just the one to put out there. We listen. and she's. I got.
And it's fucking you up because she's
right.
listening. Because she's listening.
Because y'all don't do that. Yeah. When he says I like these girls, what is he really saying?
No, he said he likes this one girl,
How does he like her?
and I answered that. No, all the questions that you're asking.
I know because
So and I answer it. So I said, so how you like? Well, she's pretty. I said, well, you don't have other pretty girls? Yeah, I do, but she sits.
pretty.
Listen, no, she sits next to me. I said, does she sit next to you on her own, or that's her assigned seat? He said, no, she comes and sits next to me. You know, you got to think of like a kid. It's small.
They ain't got assigned seats. They ain't got assigned seats in first
I think
grade.
they're supposed to.
Yeah,
I think
during
they're
their
supposed to,
free
but-
time, she probably just
She probably
comes.
does.
It's probably his
And-
friend.
You know me, I dug until I couldn't dig anymore. What color is her hair? You know what I'm saying? I just want to
wanna know who she is.
I just want to know who she is. It's red. I was like, so is she
That
like
red is a real shaky color.
right? So I was like, is she like mommy or me? She was like more like mommy. So my wife is light skinned, more lighter than me. She was like mommy. I was like, okay. But then the more he described her, I understand what he doesn't. I hate to say he doesn't see color, but he doesn't see.
It's a little white girl.
But I think it's
Right,
dope.
I think
though.
so. I think it's dopish that when I asked him to describe a person, and he did not mention their color.
Right. I think that's super
Like that is like
dope.
when he did that shit, I was so proud.
I think it's just the innocence of it all right now.
Right.
It's just
That
the
you
innocence.
create when people say
Well,
I was
not
born,
even just that you create, it's everybody around y'all as well. Because
No,
a
no,
lot
well-
of the bullshit that we learn, we don't get from home.
right. No. All I'm saying is like
Reinforce.
racism and all this other stuff.
Right.
That is creative. This little boy showed
It's
my
created
own
till
son
we get-
showed me.
It's created till we get on the school bus and my best male friend
we
is
go.
like, yeah,
There we go.
she's white.
There we go.
Now I done learned something
Now I done learned
totally
something-
different.
Right. There we go. There we
Then
go.
when I wow you with it, it's like, oh,
Right.
well, am I mad or am I proud that we now get to this portion of it?
So to answer your question, I'm going to raise my daughter, my son differently. It's just me. It's society. It's like I said, my son falls. Get your ass. I mean, not in those verbal words. Get up. Wipe yourself off. My daughter falls. Oh, are you okay? She's gonna be a daddy's girl. You know. And I'm
I knew you was going to.
I'm gonna get in her ass the same way I get my son's ass.
I don't think you are.
But no, I won't.
Can't.
I won't. You're right.
So
Thank
you see what the women that you deal with get taught, right? You see that?
Yes.
So okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to a daddy's girl or a mama's boy, right? I'm not opposed to that, right? As I say, a daddy's girl, you gotta let a daddy's girl be a daddy's girl. Because when you try to intercept or intertwine with that, you're fucking yourself. If you're a daddy's girl, be a daddy's girl. Oh, I'm gonna let my dad do this. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Pops, appreciate that. You know, that's me. No pride. Oh no, I gotta be the one that, man, fuck out of here. That's when dudes get the shit fucked up, and that's when relationships start going sideways because they start trying to compete with the daddy. And you're not gonna ever win, guys. Guys, daddy's girl,
He gave a camera shot.
you would never win. Ever. Because I promise you, my daughter's gonna be a daddy's girl. Until she gets married and the boy asks me hand in marriage, and that's gonna happen. You hold on. You can say it's not gonna happen. Yo, 20 years from now, niggas ain't. No, niggas gonna do that for my daughter.
I'm
Right?
not-
Hold on, I ain't done. So you can come to me and say, hey, sir, I want to ask for your daughter hand in marriage. If I think you earned it, you got it. But until she gets married, I don't expect you to do anything that I won't. I can't do for myself.
So
For my daughter. Go ahead.
And if it's okay.
Go ahead.
Because you know my grievances. He knows my grievances, but it was just something different that I heard in reference to the conversation.
What's different?
Until, your wording was until he asked for my daughter's hand in marriage. Does that automatically means that the daddy girl whole persona stops at that point?
Yes.
That's how it goes.
For me?
It's
For
how
me?
we would want it to go.
No.
No. You changed your
It
name.
stops.
That's how it goes.
It stops.
You left
It
your
stops.
daddy.
So at that time, as somebody else once told me, then you're willing to break up with your daughter at that time.
I don't like. See, and you said it to me. You said it to me
we don't
earlier.
Like the term
I don't
break
like
up, but it's
that.
literally what it
See, 'cause
is.
you ain't never been no daddy's girl. That's why you can say that.
Yeah. Well,
You've been the daddy for the
been a
girl.
daddy, right. I ain't a girl, so I
It is going
wouldn't
to
know.
hurt the hell out of your daughter. They have to tell you daddy to fall back.
No, you know what? I'm gonna have
Or for daddy to say, I am going to
you have
fall
to
back.
understand.
Nah, he ain't
you
gonna
have
fall
to-
back till you tell
No.
him he can let go.
Check this out.
When you let your daddy hand go, that's what that
Check
is.
this out. In order to marry my wife, my daughter, we're gonna have a relationship. We're taking boating trips. We're going fishing. So therefore, when I relinquish, I don't want to say relinquish,
But that's what it is.
Yeah, I know. But keywords. When you ask for her hand in marriage, and I give her to you,
Because you give her away.
you are my son.
In law.
Yes, but
Because-
more than that, you are my son because we spent quality time together.
But from a different aspect. So say I'm the man wanting to marry said woman. No pun intended.
Oh, you're not marrying my daughter.
I'm
No,
the man
you-
wanting to marry a daddy's girl. Like, yo. Because my thought process is I come from a household that's taught that, whenever she relinquished that last name and she becomes a Doe/a James, your family's supposed to be the first and the last of the list to know what the fuck we got going on because I've taken you from that.
That's the old school shit.
But we're raised by old school individuals. We're not young.
So if you put my hands on my daughter while she's married, I'm coming at your ass. I don't give a fuck.
If she comes back and she lets you know that, yes, but I think that's the far extreme in reference to the shit. If we go through regular marital bullshit, I might lose my job, she might lose her job, shit gets a little tight. You can't be daddy's girl, and I don't want your daddy's money.
So I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. So
My family should take care of that. You a James now.
Your daughter's married.
Right.
Okay. You approve of the dude in the whole nine.
Okay.
Your daughter beats your.
Take it away from the volatile shit. Because there's so much more behind a relationship behind him whipping her ass.
No, not whipping ass. Dude smacks her. Are you stepping in?
What she do?
So that's the question.
That's a real question for me. What did she do?
Okay. So
Who told me that she? If she tells me, yo, daddy, he slapped me. What you do?
So you're saying that?
I'm not making sure it's okay, but I need clarification.
So
clarification and defending are two different things.
He caught me out on a date and he smacked me when
You
he
was
saw me.
cheating. What the fuck out of here? Like, yo.
Okay.
You cheated on this nigga.
So before we run out of time, let me reel this back in real quick. Okay?
I'm sorry, D. Niggas is
Your daughter.
All right.
How do you feel about raising a daughter in a society that does not necessarily groom men to court your daughter in the way that you want to
Okay, I
raise
don't like
her?
that. No.
But
You
that's
can't. No. Shit. That we're in a society that doesn't groom men to court.
I said to court your daughter in the way that you want to raise her. You want your daughter to be raised delicate,
But
sweet,
men,
like
but
a
little
gentleman.
boys out here.
I said that a society, not what you're doing. You know, your son gonna go out into a society. And you remember how you said those influences and
Right.
having those
Yes.
people around?
Yes.
Hope you are raising him to be able to have positive influences around him, but we do understand that that's not always
He's gonna
Right.
have
the
a nigga
case.
friend.
So
Right.
I'm saying the general consensus when you turn your radio on, you know what's out there. You
So
know what's
there's-
being played.
and I understand, and I'll come back to your question. So there's two things. So integrity and knowing what's real. That's what I teach my son. Son, what's integrity mean? Doing the right thing when nobody's looking. What's real? Shit on TV ain't real. That's it. That's it. Those are the two common things I need you to understand in life. That shit on TV, social media is not real.
So I have a question, and we got it because you said we're on the time scale.
Yeah.
In reference to our definition of what's real and our definition is what's not real, do we have a depiction of what is real? Because what may go
Shit
on
on
in
social
our
media is not
household-
real.
But what may go on in our household may not be depicted as real in Susie's home 3 houses down.
Fabulous never showed him punching Emily's wife. I mean, Emily's dad in the mouth or punching her in the mouth. But he shows himself flossing, they having a good time. Social media is not the outlet to
That's not what I'm asking.
Okay, so what are you
I am
asking?
She got a pretty smile now, don't she?
Oh, that thing is banging.
He paid for it.
Yeah.
But we gonna move
Two
on
times
from
over.
now.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I'm sorry. Shout out to y'all though.
I love that. If
I know you do.
if
That's why
my
you're upset.
depiction of real is not what's real, then what do we define as real in that manner?
What's your depiction of real?
I don't have a depiction of real. This is for your
Oh, for me.
conversation because
Oh, me.
you can tell me everything that's not real, then what's defined as real?
Shit on TV is not real.
Stop telling me what's not real, tell me what's real.
Which you can see.
Because real-
in form.
Because I think my thought process is what's real for your household may not be the same real
that's
for
facts.
another household.
Kim Kardashian's kids will not understand
Fuck
the concept.
fuck
No,
famous people.
No. Listen what I'm saying. Kim Kardashian's kids would not understand the concept of life as
But
my
that's real
kids,
to them.
hold on, my kids or kids from the project.
I
You
think-
won't
I
know
think- I
until
think- I
you
think
won't
that's-
know. Listen,
I think
listen,
that's
hold
a
on, hold on.
placism
No,
or
hold on,
a
listen,
society.
listen. Back in the day, before social media, you didn't know you were poor until you grew up.
Bullshit.
That's true.
Nigga, you tripping.
My mom tells me that all the time. She
I
thought-
think we
my
didn't
mom
know
tells me that all the
how
time.
rich
You tripping.
rich was,
Nah,
but you
fam.
knew
Nah.
that you wasn't like the other kids across the bridge.
No, dog. No,
My
dog.
mom tells me all
maybe we
the
didn't
time.
maybe we
She
didn't have
never
a
knew
definition
she
of
No.
what rich was.
No, you didn't
I
know
think-
you were poor.
I think that's it. For me, I didn't know maybe how rich can go.
Fuck being rich. You didn't know you were poor.
Well, I knew that when I had other friends who had other shit that we wasn't that.
Yeah, but you weren't upset about it. What I'm saying is, Kim Kardashian.
So I think that's the next one. Am I upset that they rich?
No,
No.
what I'm saying is, as a kid,
Are
you
kids
don't
upset
know
about
if you don't know you're poor until you get older. Like, damn, these are the standards I lived in.
So I think that was one of the questions that you asked earlier. The standard, what was it? The expectation or
unrealistic standards.
unrealistic standard of life.
Right.
Do I blame the kid or do I blame the parent? Who's the fool? Because my mother has definitely showed me failure before I ever know anything about success. Because that child who doesn't know anything about a failure is that rich kid that we look up to.
Did you know it was a failure? No. Come on.
Yeah.
Yo. How old were you? Okay, hold on. How
But
old
you
were
know,
you?
but you know what? In
Okay, go ahead.
some instances, a kid knows that they're poor when it's so disproportionate in relation to others.
So give me an example.
You went to a mixed school? You had white kids, you had black kids, no?
I was
Or
in-
did you go to a predominantly black school?
I've never went to until I went to college. I went to a predominantly black school. I've always been around white, Mexican in Texas, and then nothing but
These were
predominantly
public
white.
schools or private schools?
Public.
These were public schools. Did you have friends of other races? Honestly.
No. In high
So
school,
then it's a different depiction.
in high school,
then.
no. In high school,
Well,
no.
middle school, elementary.
Yeah.
Were they living different from how you were living?
I had white friends who were next door. When you go to middle school, down there is different.
So then that there shows me, Daryl, John Doe, the difference. Because John Doe lived in a predominantly black neighborhood. I went to a mixed school, and when I had white friends and I made him my friend and I went to his home and I saw the difference between that you had a driveway and we had a parking space, I realized then, oh, we ain't got shit. There's a difference.
Is that what you said to yourself? We ain't got shit?
Oh, I knew that.
Or they just got it. Or they just got it.
Boom, simplest thing in life. I've never had my own room till I became an adult. That man had his own room, and we were the same age and the same grade, and he had siblings in the household.
So
that showed a simple difference to me.
So you were mad at that?
Sometimes.
Was I mad at it? Nah, it's just a difference.
So that's all I'm saying. You weren't mad. You weren't jealous.
Did I call myself? How can I be? This is
Right.
what I know.
Right.
So with that depiction, then when I got older, what this person has over here doesn't make me feel like I'm poor.
When you got older, that's
But he was
all I'm
saying as a kid, you just
As
recognized
a
that
kid,
there
you
was
just
a difference.
it's a difference. That's it though.
But I think it was the statement that I didn't recognize I was poor till I got older.
You didn't recognize you were poor. It was just a difference, dog. So there's a difference between knowing a difference and knowing that you're poor.
I think we use the word poor too loosely. Because individuals who may look up to us may be poorer than what we are.
Facts.
I think we use the word poor way too loosely.
I think it's just the word.
Okay,
It's just probably the word.
okay, so let's change the word then.
They had more?
Yes.
Then yeah, I recognize that shit way early.
My mom,
I got brothers and sisters, and it was 3 of us in one damn room. 2 boys and a girl. I knew other black kids who they were separated.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Because of social media, you didn't.
I'm your age. We had this before social media.
Right. You didn't know the difference of who else is living like this.
When I went to his house and I seen him and his
That's
sister and
one
his brother
person.
had 3 different.
That's one
That's
person.
enough to know that there's a difference. You can't tell your kids one person can make a difference and then meet one person and see that it's different and not.
So when you came back home from that person's house, what did you say to your parents?
Oh no, I'm a black child in a project ass neighborhood. You're not gonna tell us what the fuck we ain't got, and I'm trying.
Okay, so
You dealt with it.
all I'm saying is you might be different because you might have noticed that you were.
Can your child
poor.
come home from going to somebody else's house in another neighborhood and tell you what the fuck we ain't got
Shit,
going on?
I remember being a teenager going to mansions, but it was never like, yo, I'm gonna compare it to my house because that's where I live. It was just I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, all right.
Okay.
So what about you? Do you think that when you're younger, you recognize poor?
Let's not even say poor.
I have to say poor because
Okay, so say poor. Poor.
Because when you say less fortunate, I mean shit, everybody's less fortunate than
Fortunate.
somebody else.
Oh, we broke.
Well, broke is poor.
Yeah.
I'd rather be broke than poor.
All right, it's the word for you.
Right. Okay, come on.
It's the word for you.
She about to shut you up.
I don't think so.
No, she just did. She said it's a
Oh,
word for poor.
the poor.
Right.
It's
right,
the
nigga.
word.
All right, nigga. I'm gonna set the word. Here's the word.
Here's the word.
Here's the
Okay.
word.
I'm a stickler
Did you
for
recognize
words
the difference
too.
as a child?
I had an interesting childhood.
Okay.
My mom was a kept woman, and then her and my dad got a divorce.
Okay.
My dad has always had money, so I would stay in situations with my mom because my mom was very prideful, but I never really went without. But being in those situations with her, I was around environments that were not as fortunate, but I always had the nice shit in the unfortunate situation. If that makes sense.
No,
I
I'm
got
with you.
this, you
I'm
don't
rolling.
have that.
I'm rolling.
Yeah, but we in the same room.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Right.
I'm rolling.
But I got the camcorder, I got the go-karts, I got the nice shoes, the nice clothes. My daddy picked me up in the Beamer. We go to the nice house in the nice neighborhood, and those things. So
Sounds like we recognize the difference.
so I experienced them both simultaneously. So I've never really judged either or. But I do have a huge issue with people saying they was poor when you never had to worry about what you was gonna eat.
That's why I don't like the
So that's the part where, Tyler Perry, slept in the car. And,
when famous people get to
when
that
famous
level,
people
right?
when famous people start saying I was homeless. No,
You just slept on the couch.
You did it because you wanted to. You was on your grind. And when I think about it in hindsight, then we're gonna get off of it because I know we got other things on the docket.
I know we about to wrap it up.
no, yeah,
I
she about to wrap it up. She said you
the
done
biggest thing that made me
with all your
recognize
talking.
that we, so it's me. Woo! That we had less than the other is when they never came to spend the night at my house.
Oh, you
I'm
cared
always
about that?
going to spend the night over there.
Oh, that's
My
not
friends-
you.
That's
That's
not.
not you.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's not you.
My house, we had an alarm. We couldn't sneak out. I always slept at other people's houses because we had an alarm. You can't sneak out.
I'm not talking about the sneak out, just
Oh.
the soul.
Well, that's not why my mom just didn't let us stay the night.
Just the sole fact that I can go to his house and spend the night, and I can go see this whole new world across town. He's never came to spend the night at my
You
house.
didn't think that way at that time, D. I'm
No.
sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You're saying it now, and you may have.
I say, you know what I'll
You may
say
have-
is,
you may have.
at
I can't
that-
say
at
you
that
have,
age,
dog.
At that age, no, because when you in that young of an age
Right,
bracket,
just come
you don't-
over.
oh, wait a minute, say,
You got
don't
better
see-
shit over here
you don't-
anyway.
You don't see anything different.
Right.
But what's the biggest difference between elementary and high school? You talking
that's
about
a big- no.
You talking about a 4 or 5 year
Yeah,
difference.
no. And that's why you
It's
don't
not-
talk to the
it's
same
not
people.
tops.
Right.
So when
No.
you get to this age and you realize who your friends are,
Right.
what we doing, who's coming
Right.
over, who looks
Right.
like me, who this with the same
Fam,
bullshit I deal with.
I had in elementary, I had like 5 white good friends. By the time I hit middle school, I ain't have none because in Houston, you hang with your people.
You hang with that. You busted it. And don't get me wrong, we
And-
had
and-
white people at the high school.
Next door neighbors, like they were my friends. By the time we got to middle school, we weren't friends. Like when I saw, it wasn't no beef, but I didn't talk to you.
And I don't want to say it in that fashion. I guess like, damn, you had white neighbors. I ain't never had that.
Wait, what?
I think we can all agree that
Wait, what?
you had
Yeah.
a bunch of different friends when you were all different
Literally.
You had no
races.
white friends? White neighbors?
Swear to God, no.
No, I'm not asking you to swear to God.
Oh, like, yo.
Like, Jesus,
I've
I
never
mean, like-
had white neighbors
Okay.
until I became an adult.
Okay.
Oh, Bridgeport.
You might have been Puerto Rican, but you was a Fat Joe. You was a nigga
Nah, them niggas is white to me.
from Houston.
Oh my
Them niggas
God.
is white.
Y'all ain't have Puerto Ricans, y'all had Mexicans.
Maurice, please give
Yo.
everybody your social handles, please.
Yeah. Hypocritically Incorrect Podcast is the one of the handles, and then the real Maurice Allen, TheMauriceAllen. That's where you get the content. That's where you can get everything. We got the hoodies. If y'all want to come through, pop off, hit me on the DMs, whatever. We go on every Wednesday at 8:30. So I appreciate you for having me on. Appreciate you for telling me to come on. Dope shit, yo. Like, I hate that we didn't get to all your topics. Did we get to all of them?
We found there'll be another time.
Okay, yeah. Because it's always segues, like
That's how
podcasts,
podcasts
like,
work.
and that's why I don't ever give my shit out because it's always segues. Like I can have 10 topics, we can hit 3, and we can still talk for an hour and a half because everything is a segue. So appreciate you for having me on, man. And it is what it is.
All right, Daryl, please. Oh,
Damn,
John Doe.
Daryl.
Please give them your social handles.
Mr.A.Whole Antics, HOLE Antics.
That's a long ass shit, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's like one of these battle rapper niggas out here. Into fucking rough, yo. Mr.A.Whole Antics, 1/3 of the Hypocritically Incorrect podcast. It's always love. I definitely appreciate
D,
it.
appreciate yo. So let's put some in the books for you to come through.
All right, I'm down for it.
No, like right now on air, like so because I can
Oh,
go
this nigga's gonna
back.
hold me
He
accountable.
gonna hold you
Yeah.
accountable, yo.
Because you're a female, and
Accountable.
you said females need to be more accountable. So
Okay, I have a son, so give
Nah, I
me
got
some
you.
dates, and
Okay.
I'll see
It's
if
every Wednesday.
Michael is available.
So
to
check this
help
out,
support
check this
me
out.
doing that.
check this out. So we go every Wednesday at 8:30. You tell me when you available. We go around your schedule.
Okay.
Every Wednesday, 8:30.
And we'll put it on
So
the books.
yeah, we'll
now.
put it on the books, and then you come through.
Like I said, you
All
got
right.
the social media handles, you got the telephone number.
Yeah. You got to connect. You got to straight connect. So,
Right.
and I'm meaning like within the next month though, because I love talking to you. You bring a different
It's
dynamic.
what I told you from the beginning.
Yeah,
Shorty's
yeah,
super.
yeah, she bring a
dope.
different
I lied to you
dynamic.
not. I told her the other day, son, I want to be a fly on the wall for your conversations. I would like to know how does home life
He'd be
really
like-
go.
he'd
Like,
be
yo.
like, how you get there from that?
I can see that. Yo.
Right? No, I understand it. I
Like,
understand it.
yo,
I
I
understand
don't want to talk about it right now. Like,
I understand it. Like, how the
I got
fuck
to
you
get
get
up
it?
from this shit, yo.
All right, that was
Nah,
it.
I get it. I get it.
Super dope.
I get it.
Nah, but he can go. He can
Yeah, I
go.
appreciate you having us on though, man.
I
For
really
real.
Definitely.
appreciate your perspectives. Great conversation.
Always.
Love the banter. I did my best to be a listener.
Yeah.
I didn't do top tier, but goddamn it, I tried.
And listen, and here's the thing, like, so we came on as guests because we were part of the Hypocritically Incorrect podcast. But
Plug
we
your
go,
shit.
we
You
go,
part of the what?
we Hypocritically Incorrect
And
podcast.
what was that again? I can't remember. What's that again? Say it again. I was just trying to get you to keep plugging your shit.
Oh,
so the
Hypocritically
people-
Incorrect
You know
podcast.
what?
Hey,
Fuck
look
it.
at that
You
shameless
can't even.
plug.
You
Go.
can't
So
you
listen.
can't even get black people
Go.
plugs these days.
Right.
They don't even.
Nah,
they
she
don't
started.
even grab
She
it.
started when she itched. I was like,
I had to figure out a
Am I
creative
getting
way
checked
to
right
keep.
now?
No, I was trying to figure out a creative way
Right.
to keep
so here's the
helping
thing.
you bring it up.
So here's the thing. I'm scared of you, right?
Why? I'm
The
5'1".
aura is
You're-
different.
I mean, your aura is orange and
It's not the height.
right.
Oh, okay.
It's
not
right.
the height.
Is it
right.
the skin tone?
Nah.
Is it
Yo,
the
cut
short
it.
hair?
Yo, no, cut it out.
No,
Here
I'm
we
saying-
go.
I'm saying my persona's real
So
militant. That's
no,
what
no.
I'm saying.
So when you check us, or not even check, but just give us a light
Call it.
jab, we
Yeah.
see it. So when you did it, I was like, all right. So you're doing it twice.
Did I do
Why are
something
you
wrong?
Right. Why did I say it right the first
What are we
time?
referring to?
Right.
Did I-
So yeah, Hypocritically Incorrect podcast, man. That's what we at. 2/3. 2/3 of the
Yeah.
podcast. Yeah,
Shout
man.
out JIChat15 on Instagram.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And so here's what I want to say about you. I appreciate you coming on. I mean, bringing us on, because having a female with a free voice,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? That's
And
different.
not just a free voice.
That's different.
An intelligent voice.
Right,
I've
right.
met a lot of women who want to have said conversations, but it's like, shorty, put your penis away. I'm not
right.
into that.
And
You know what I'm saying? And it's different.
I'm gonna tell you one thing though. You better cut me off on our podcast the way you be cutting me off on this bitch.
Hey, yo, wrap this up, man. Wrap this up.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Take the one, I'm out of here. Yo, wrap this up,
All
yo.
right.
I'm not doing
Make
this,
sure you
yo.
follow me on
I'm
Instagram
not.
at strikeoutent. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at
StrikeoutEnt.
Paycheck724. Make sure you check out our website at According to Who. Make sure you check us out on Facebook at According to Who. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to Charlotte.
Peace.
Hey.